Stat Might Thurcher combo is just completely off the board. It's usually, you'd see somewhat more of a Habana possibly on Villa, just because there's not many big holes to be open. A mirror ban, it's usually pretty typical on not just in Villa, but in most Rainbow Six games in general. She just brings so much utility. And now as X13 is going to be banning the Maestro, that is somewhat, that last ban can usually come down to what these teams prefer. And I think X13 definitely don't want, even though they are starting on that defendant side, those Maestro cams are just so annoying to deal with, and they require utility to take out, and they give that defending team just so much info and ability. We see possibly to destroy those Goyo shields, and if taking out that Maestro, just banning him is, I think, definitely a possible strat for X13.
Yeah, seeing the Maestro come off here is definitely something that doesn't surprise me. We'll see a lot of the time a Maestro Evil Eye will be set up at the end of 90 so that it can watch down long to see anybody that tries to push up from study stairs and maybe go for a surprise rush into the objective near games, as well as the fact that if anybody attempts to breach open the vault wall, if they fail to remove the Evil Eye, while it can provide intel on one hand, depending on what type of gadget we're seeing to open up that wall and the agility at which the Maestro manages to use the Evil Eye, there's a good chance he can remove some of that hard breach, or, you know, all of it entirely if we're seeing something like a thermite being used. But we have an interesting reinforcement down here in living room. I haven't seen kind of a horizontal extension like this before into living room while you're holding the objective of dining room. And from what I saw last week, I didn't note that they were trying to hold that too much. It seemed like they, instead of focusing on holding inside of living room and library, it was more just a focused area for rotates to come through, and it was more just lurking and then waiting to see what happened rather than trying to actually slow down the attackers in there, because of the fact that a lot of teams don't really go for a horizontal push when you're attacking dining room. Usually the focus is on the top floor, on establishing that vertical control, and primarily getting all of the defenders to vacate the position. Now we're seeing a heavy hold upstairs. Looked like Goyo shields, ADSs, Jaeger in place, and lots of good utility to deny any attempt at a push upstairs by the attackers.
And now we're seeing this droning phase come through. Kazoku have a lot of time to waste out, and they're trying to already advance into games onto 90s, and they really want to collapse onto this kind of astronomy statuary roam that's being held by X13. We're seeing some bullet holes just kind of be used, and Trippe gonna claim the first kill in the match, and that's Audi off the board. That's really taking that vertical play off along with the frag grenade. He's usually gonna be down, not gonna be able to claim the kill, and Defiance really want to find a 2K here. They're gonna be able to find the first, but they don't, I don't know if they realize that there's a second one there. They're gonna flash it, they're gonna go around the corner, and they're gonna take some health off, and it's gonna be not a trade. Defiance can take that away, and that Goyo shield's gonna go against Bison. That's just how the game is played. Sometimes that Goyo shield helps, sometimes it hurts you. And now X13 have a 2v4 even without he taken off the board.
So slowing down here after that very quick top floor. Great job from the Ash to get a double kill, able to find the refrag and even capitalize further on it. So now having this control upstairs is going to be super helpful for the attackers. Dropping down now inside of laundry. The door into laundry from the inside of dining room is actually going to be castled off. So there's no possibility to try and push through there and contest on any players. And it's actually going to be Yusuke already inside, has just shut down the player sitting near the castle barricade. Another player trying to contest from Skylight Hallway. It's the Echo on 75 health. In a 1v5, multiple players from Kazoku are on very low health. Tries to spot out the IQ and maybe land some shots, but so far unsuccessful. Wave is going to begin to plant, and he's able to get taken out. Defiance with 3 huge frags takes down Unfair and secures Kazoku Red their first round in the series.
Yeah, that was pretty strong. We saw the first kill go in X13, and we saw that a lot more were going to come, but Kazoku did a really good job of working around it. And we kind of saw how Yusuke was very close to being down, almost making it a 5v3. But I think it just, once again, it goes to that really good play of Kazoku that makes them so strong, was their ability to grow. That we saw Defiance go really push forward. And the roamers of X13 really didn't expect Defiance to push up so aggressive, and that really worked out and allowed them to take that round.
Definitely. One thing I think to note that's super important is the speed at which Kazoku were able to establish control of the top floor. It looked like X13 had a really well thought out strategy in terms of how they were going to remain in possession of statuary, of games, and even there was multiple players inside of astronomy and a little bit of residual control on Master Bedroom itself. And what Kazoku did is they looked at it and they saw there was nobody in Aviator, nobody in Vault or Study or even inside of games, and so they just had the sledge, I believe it was, repel into 90, immediately pushing up down 90 short. He established control inside of Trophy Connector and was able to really just apply a lot of good pressure there, which also helped Defiance to be able to push in as well. And once that was in place, Defiance, we saw him go crazy, get 2 kills, shut down absolutely every player inside of Astronomy, which helped them so much in establishing that early control. And because of how quickly and how agile they were in taking the top floor, it allowed them plenty of time to establish their exit.
We'll see if they can have that again. We're going to be going on to Trophy and Statuary. So it's now just about, could we see a little bit of similar push, possibly from Games and Aviator, like we did last time? And who's going to be the one to step up here? Is the question here. Already, a grenade going to be thrown in, going to be able to take out Trippy so early, but the refrag is going to come out, and it's Summit going to be able to take out Defiance. Defiance a bit in a thorn in X13's side, so that's really good to take that out early, but some slow peeking coming out possibly on the side of Kazoku Red, and Summit going to find another one ahead of Mellow, and just so many Mellows being popped as Summit finding a triple kill. Frag grenade going to do some damage. But barring a absolute wonderful play from Wave, this should go in X13's favor, and it does. Great gunplay coming out from the Echo there.
So was that the Echo who was able to score the refrag?
Yes,
and
that was.
Opening kill? Yeah, well, he did an awesome job there. 3 huge kills, and I have to say, Kazoku looked pretty shaky there. I'm not sure what the plan for the execute was. That like an attempted rush, or really... I'm not sure. It was hard to say. Things happened so quickly in that round. But X13 taking that defense of the top floor are going to be able to even the round count, which is super helpful for them. It's going to continue to allow them to remain in this fight, and it isn't going to give any team the advantage just yet. We'll have to see what happens next. X13 are going to switch over to defending Aviator in games. When we saw them defending this in their matchup on Saturday, they often used setup where they would have Cade and the Goyo both using TCSG shotguns to hold really long angles, and it looks like we're seeing that strategy in a little bit of a different form. We still have the Goyo. The Cade looks like switched off in favor of the Echo now. I don't quite remember if Echo was banned in the last matchup, but they still have that soft breach. They open up the wall facing into Study, and this is really a strategy we haven't seen any other team really use yet. They kind of have been pioneering this strategy almost, and it's super, I think, has a lot of potential in what it can do. We saw Adept Esports, they did a lot of good VOD review. We noticed that in the interview. We asked about how they were able to defeat that strategy, and so knowing how to fight it is going to be a real problem. Kazoku have seen this and seen now how they've done it twice. There's a lot of material on how to defeat the strategy, and so it's really up to X13. Have they made any good innovations? I did note they have the Echo now, so that might be a little bit of a difference maker in terms of how effective the strategy will be. It's hard to say just yet. Obviously, in possession of the ACOG on that suppressed MP5 is very good for holding long angles. We'll still have to wait and see here. 25 seconds and 2 minutes on the clock. Jackal trying to come into main lobby area here. He's pushing up. There's a player on the stairs. Is he aware? Turns his back, but Yasuke is going to open up this match. Takes out the Echo, so that advantage with the Yokai drones as well as the MP5 ACOG immediately shut down. Yasuko.
Yeah, I don't know what Unfair was exactly doing there. Definitely weren't going for an anchor, and Bison gonna take some damage. And now it's just going to have to retreat from basement. Trippy is last ping gonna come through. And then possibly an aggressive... Oh, there's no way Trippy knows that they're coming. That flashbang gonna bang. And there we go, making that a 5v3 in Kazoku's favor. Bison's still on very low health, no damage at all taken to Kazoku, and they seem to be very much in control of this round. There are still smoke canisters on the side of Poison. That's really all X13 have left. And there's some possibly aggressive holds coming out into Study, kind of behind that deployable shield, but now there's so much time left for Kazoku Red to take this attack that they don't have to be very fast. And there we go, we're seeing Isuke find another one on Summit, but the Ray Frag gonna come from Bison. That's gotta be one of many to finish this run out for X13.
Good kill to get on the interior of the bomb site, and the smart play from Bison to refrag. Wasn't able to get it for free though. He took a lot of damage, and that's gonna allow Mello an easy kill. Shutting him down, it's another kill coming out. The Jackal on a heater, taking out 2 players and securing the round for Kazoku Red. A fast-paced game is what we're seeing here, and I'm excited to see how this pans out for the rest of it.
I think it's just very interesting starting out with that unfair. I don't know why they were being on the red stairs. Maybe they had info from the yokai. It's just, we're not going to exactly see what happened there. They're going to have no echo coming out with. We're going to see a 6th pick, but we're going to go back to Aviator and Games. So a different strategy really needs to work out. The positioning was very weird for X13 there. With the prior rounds, we saw some weird positioning, but it was the first time it really hadn't worked out in such an extreme way for X13. So a change possibly needs to happen. We're seeing a Mazu and both of that mute smoke combo coming out. No echo this time around.
Yeah, interesting to note the change from the echo. One thing I want to note about what happened in that opening kill situation last round, it looked like the Jackal pushing in through main door kind of baited the Echo into wanting to peek, which then allowed for Yasuke to swing in from, I believe it was the entry hall on the opposite side of lobby. Just swung in there and holding a nice angle, was able to get a great opening kill there, taking out Echo. While Echo's not a super huge fragging operator, he's a strong core in your setup of the objective, and having those Echo drones to provide their utility, or their information utility rather, is definitely something you don't want to lose, and that can be very disheartening. X13 got one player sitting here inside a mudroom, could try to contest early. The sledge looks wary though, he just opened up, might have just been going for a watch of a rotation, maybe a late player coming through spot there known as Africa, but not able to get any picks on it just yet. Trippy moving into the bathroom. He's going to take out a drone. There's multiple though. It's got to be difficult, struggling to deal with because they're droning him out very competitively, and he's actually just going to choose to rotate up Astro stairs. Now inside of Astro itself, possibly looking to just keep rotating, continue to waste time, and Yusuke taking control of the bottom floor now to make sure nobody is waiting there on a late flank. Good control right now for Kazoku Red. 2 minutes on the clock. They managed to kind of cipher out one of the positions of the roamers, and it looks like that is all of the roam game. It's going to remain inside of Master. Ooh, the nade coming very close, damaging Unfair there. He manages to dance around it though. Bison able to find the opening frag. Defiance taken out, but Mello with the refrag.
And now it's just this fight on red stairs. There's so many sights trained on it, and it's just not going to work out for Mello. Mello's still yet to go down, and Poison's going to go down as well. So is this revive going to happen? It's right now a 4v3 if they're able to get up Mello, but that Nitro Cell is going to claim Audi, and this is going to go in X13's way. We've got Yusuke and Wave alive. They do have the fuser and about a minute 15 to bring this down. Summit just using smoke canister for the first time as that Goyo Shield's gonna be popped. So now it's just the shotguns and SMG-11s against the ARs of Kazoku Red.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle to fight. Yusuke on low health is going to prone out in the hallway and score himself a double kill. It's going to be the mute player out, and it's all left up to Smoke, the lone player. The SMG-11 in hand, it's a strong gun, but so is the Type 89 and the Commando, I believe, in the hands of Yusuke. He's peeking in there. Looks like they're aware of the IQ's position, and Habana's going to run deep and begin the plant. Smoke is going to toss out a gas canister, which is going to force Wave off the plant, but a bad rotation there into Gabe's is going to allow Yusuke the opportunity, and he collects on it.
Okay, so I just need to mention this because Chad is telling us it's pronounced Yusuke.
Okay.
Not Yusuke.
Yusuke.
So
There we go.
We hear you, Chad. So Yusuke definitely cleaning that out, and now it's just really in Kazoku's favor. Now that pronunciation's all messing me up. But we're gonna go back to trophy and statuary. It's gonna bring back that Echo, back that castle. But really, the core lineup for Kazoku is just absolutely not needing to be messed with. They're working out here, and they're on momentum to really clear out this split. But are we gonna see Trippy on the Frost? And that is an operator that I have not seen in a while, especially on a map like Villa.
Yeah, so after their 2 unsuccessful defenses of Aviator Games' objective, we're going to be heading back to Statuary. Only successful defense thus far, and the round that it occurred in was quite unusual. We'll have to wait and see if Kazoku are going to attempt the same play they did last round, but X13 are running this strategy where you open up the wall inside of Statue. And I said it last week, I can't get enough of this strategy. It's such a game changer to start holding inside a master bedroom and not giving up that control. And I think the way that X13 do it is just, there's really no other team in this league that rivals how they set this up. So Kazoku are going to have to show what they're able to take off of it here. Are they going to be able to try to control the master bedroom, or are they just going to focus on the other side of the map? That looks exactly the case here. Multiple players, all 4 of these fragging operators setting up on study balcony. The other player's position looks like on 90 window as well. So everyone is focused on sort of the south side of the map take. Audi is just going to rappel upside down here, apply a little bit of pressure onto 90, and watch for any potential players. The castle's position still holding fast here inside of 90 and waiting. He's got the pillar to allow him a little bit of cover. Defiance, though, able to find 1 kill, and he's able to score a second with the pistol, whipping out the 5-7 and taking down some. It's a strong opening statement there for Defiance on the Ash, and that's going to be control of Aviator and games for Kazoku.
Yeah, the roam completely not working out. You saw they were both able to take out no damage done to any of Kazoku, and there's still a bunch of time on the clock. We do see Audi take a little bit of damage, but now the rotate is coming into master bedroom. I think he put a lot of utility into the master bedroom pull, and it's just not working out since Kazoku's kind of coming from Aviator Games. But X13 gonna claim 1 for their trouble, and his wave is gonna get devastatingly low. They're gonna claim poison, so that health's gonna go for something there. But now it's just this entry into the bomb site. As Frost's gonna claim 1, but now it's just the Echo against the world. The ACOG has to do something in the rotate into bathroom. Unfair has the health to do this, and here comes that plant from wave behind the bomb site. Unfair does not have the resources to stop it. Now it's just about the positioning here, the gunplay. That was Unfair have the health to take on the little inkling that wave has and the full HP of Mello.
Good drones getting set up here to watch the plant. Wave on very low health, not going to want to play this aggressively. Looks like the Jackal has rotated now inside of Statue to hold a cross angle. The Echo is already moved up, though. He's in a bad position, could very easily get sandwiched. He's going to begin the defuse. Jackal not able to collect the kill just yet, but it's going to be Wave to shut down the Echo in his clutch. Kazoku Red taking another successful round on offense.
You were kind of stuck there. There were so many places that the remaining attackers of Kazoku could be, and with no info at all, you just were kind of stuck, and that's kind of where Unfair was. They were able to do something, start that fake hit, but it's just you're up against a brick wall, and you don't really have anything to do there. But you've got to stop the momentum here. You've got 4-1, and right now this is the last round before the split actually. Kazoku Red could be ending up going a 5-1 attack on Villa, which is really well. Even 4-2 already, if that's how it ends up, would be really well.
So, what do you think that X13 really needs to do here if they want to be able to take this round?
I think if they like in that last time they put a lot of utility into the master bedroom, and that might just be one round, but one thing that's kind of pointing out to me is the roam. The roam is kind of not being as effective as it really should be. I mentioned that almost no time was wasted. It was a very quick fail coming out from Kazoku. And X13 in a couple rounds they've been able to claim somebody from Kazoku, but in the end, the roam is just really not working out. They need to waste a lot more time coming out, and it needs to happen here because this is the only time that they're really going to have the chance on this map.
Attackers must locate and defuse the
So
bomb.
that's going to be the name of the game. What is going to be the push from Kazoku? Are they going to just do the same push we saw last time, where they stack up 4 players on Study Balcony and take absolute control of Master, or of Study, Aviator, and Games? Looks like that will be the decision made by this team. And NitroCell prepped and ready. It's an interesting pre-placed location for them. Looks like they have the hatch open this time, so there is a strong possibility you can just drop the hatch. I like this shields. Look at all of these shield positions. This is... Ooh. I don't know about that wall being open, though. Do you really want to risk that as poison and have somebody try to peek you?
I mean, it's over now. No health done to anybody, but here's where that roam game needs to happen, and some very aggressive play from there's the fire! Oh,
Hit fire headshot!
back spool right there! And showing absolutely why Kazoku is just dominating. Why isn't gonna find one, but
Defiance
Defiance
is in! He is in and he is going for it. He's able to find a kill onto the Mozzie. The man count is even right now, but Defiance is still allowed to persist inside the objective. He spots the player on 90, not able to fully connect for the kill. He's able actually to score it. I'm not sure if that was a triple or a double kill there. I think it was a triple now.
I believe it was a triple, yeah.
Wave is able to take down the player of Castle, and Goyo last alive on a sliver of HP. The plant begins. Will it be successful? He hears the player run in. It's a smart decision to rotate. The player on Astro, waiting for any opportunity to shut down the Goyo. He spots it, and a single well-placed shot to the chest eliminates Goyo. And Kazoku Red end the half 5-1.
Yeah, and the way Kazoku are looking, they should be prepped to keep having this momentum. Through the defensive side, they're going to have the map geometry in their favor, as Villa, as most maps are usually kind of a defender-sided map. And so now they have breathing room. They have the ability, even if they win one more, they're on match point. They have the ability to try to try some stuff. We might see, we're not going to see the clash, sadly, from Mello. But it's possible X13 is more of an attacker-sided team. Villa, it's just, especially coming in that last round, it's Defiance. You're letting Defiance absolutely walk all over you. And my mind just keeps going back to that shot in Aviator. It's just, that's just a prime example.
That was crazy.
You just got styled on, and I think that's that moment right there. It's really the story of the match.
It really is. And one thing to really look into that there is, why are you, as an Echo, peeking Aviator?
Exactly.
I think as an Echo, you're going to be holed up in sight to preserve utility for as long as possible, and that has to raise a lot of questions and a lot of really big red flags for X13. Why are your anchors ones that are finding the gunfights first, instead of maybe a different operator or a different player entirely that should be engaging in that gunfight? And I think it's one part the actual composition of these operators we saw from X13, maybe bringing something like a Wamai with a stronger gun, better utility for a roam like that would have been better and could have slowed down Defiance and the rest of his team a lot. But there's no time to make that decision. Uh-oh. Defiance is ready. He has the Valkyrie camera tossed up here. This reminds me of what we usually see on Chalet, where you toss a Valkyrie camera up to the top of the K9 balcony and then just wait for an opportunity to peek out. But Defiance isn't given that opportunity. Nobody attempts to push over to sort of buy the covered roof area, and he's going to remain alive. Yusuke actually took a little bit of damage. I'm not sure exactly what that was from. Maybe a wall bang. Defiance shut down. It's a strong opening kill, taking down that operator. Going to be helpful. A little bit of momentum established to get the ball rolling for X13 on their offense. Pushing in, taking control of the north side of the map now, and establishing a presence inside of Trophy and Statuary.
Yeah, Kazoku have the chance to bring this back. We're seeing Wave that rotate through basement, but now it's just a standoff in 90. That drone being shot by Mello. Think about X13, they got drones to spare, and Mello gonna be a little bit pinched from this window. It's just about will they able to claim one, but Trippy, a great shot onto Audi, and that's making it a 3-5. Mello behind this deployable shield has the chance to really change this round. As that frag grenade's gonna be prepped by Poison. It's gonna make Mello back off. And now it's just about this execution on site. We're seeing these Nomad air jabs being placed. But Yusuke has her sight trained a little bit. Wave! Changing the course of the round with a great 2K with the C4. It's a 3v3. And that's immediately changing the course of the round I mentioned before. And now your plan is just completely falling apart.
That is an absolutely phenomenal kill there, taking down both of the soft breachers here for X13. It's going to be game-changing in what it will allow for Kazoku Red. Giving them that much flexibility. Ooh, unfair. Scoring himself a shot there through the tiniest punch holes. Takes out one of the players here for Kazoku. Wave, though, totally catches one of these players off guard. Yusuke with one as well. Takes out Trippy. Summed is last alive. He's got an opportunity to clutch here. On the Habana, it looks like he's wary of a player at the top of Red Landing. Crouched there next to the door. He's going to spot the arm, able to land the shot, pushing now deeper into sight. Watching the opposite door into games. He's going to pause to take out the goo mine. And he hits another one. Unfortunate. He's going to waste time to take it out. The flashbang unsuccessful for him just yet. And it's going to be Yusuke picking up the second kill there for him and securing Kazoku Red. Another round as well as the match point.
I mean, that's why that's the only thing that Legion really brings is in the time where Diffuser is nowhere in sight. You've got these Legion mines and Yusuke picking the Legion. I don't know if that was exactly what they had in mind, but it really worked out. It made the Habana pause, have to take out those goo mines. And now as we go to match point, Kazoku Red really look as good as they can be. And as we go into Trophy Statuary, we're going to see that Echo being played. And are we going to see an aggressive Echo play? I hope not, as we're not even going to get a chance.
Yeah, no Echo.
Out of the Jaeger.
That's kind of an interesting six pick to see, switching from an Echo to a Jaeger. Trying to maybe fool out that you're playing more of a turtle strategy when you're actually using an aggressive fragging operator like a Jaeger. And having the Wamai also serves as partially a little bit of cover to that. Usually if you're just seeing 5 operators on the lineup without a Wamai, you're going to be probably thinking, oh, one of these has got to be a 6 pick over to a Jaeger because they don't have anything to stop our grenades. But having the Wamai really lulls you as an attacker trying to predict the defending lineup into a sense of false security. And having the Echo now switching into a Jaeger is a total change up in how you would play with that 5-man selection.
We're seeing the kind of similar play. It's some different operators, but I don't really expect anything different to find. Once again, going for possibly a little bit of a peek there. Valkyrie Cam gonna be thrown out, and it's gonna get a little bit of info, but I don't know if it's enough to really do anything about it. Some steps being taken, and here we go. Defiance gonna be outside, gonna find one, and there we go. That's the retreat, but they're not gonna get away. They're gonna pay their life for it. Taking out that Nomad, that means that the roam game from Kazoku is going to be a lot more strong now.
Yeah, trying to go for an aggressive run out there might not have been worth it. Losing Valkyrie, hopefully she's already had all of her camp set up. One thing to note is with your Nomad getting taken out so early like that on a spawn kill, there's a very low likelihood that she set up any of her air jabs. So that's going to be a massive blow dealt to the roam denial from X13, and it's going to allow, we talked earlier about the flexibility, and that's just going to be one tiny bit more of an addition to that flexibility.
Flexibility has kind of been a big thing. It's just about able to adapt, and Kazoku's been that, but they've also been able to kind of run their strats. They've been able to force their hand down X13's throat with these kind of rush attacks, and defending is just they've been able to adapt, at least with these one kind of round that we've seen. And it's just about kind of changing the drone, not gonna spot Audi. That could be somewhat devastating, not knowing anyone behind that. But Trippy gonna find Wave, and X13 have the man advantage at this point. They just need to make sure that they really use every thing that they can with that man advantage. They're gonna deepen that even more with the 4v2. Only the grenade stoppers left to push Kazoku to the win here.
Yeah, and if it's two operators you want in a clutch, I'd probably put it on the Wamai and the Jaeger. They have incredible gun skill as an operator individually, and the players of Mello and Audi can do a lot of work. Mello not having his best game in the world, but the rest of his team definitely making up for it, and he is still showing out a little bit. Him and Audi are going to have to show what they've got here. Poison is going to find one, taking out Audi himself, but Mello on the refrag. It's 1v3. Going to have to take out Sophia Sledge and the Habana, who is now planting. Trying to peek in here. The Habana is going to stick to plant. Smart hold from her teammates allows her the confidence to remain on the diffuser there, and she's going to be successful. Bison able to pick up a strong kill here to take down that Wamai as he attempted to push in the statuary. And Kazoku are going to take the loss on that round.
So there we go. It's a breath of fresh air for X13. They're finally able to pick up a round in, what is it, like 5? I believe that's almost 5, if 4, if not 5 for Kazoku. Yeah, it is 5. So you've got a long way to go here. There's no chance you can win it, but a draw here is gonna make sure that you at least get something for your troubles. But as we go back to trophy statuary and a clash bringing out from Mello, I saw it last time. Now you got to bring it.
Attackers need to locate
So
and defuse bombs.
we'll see how this is going to be played out. We're actually gonna have Yusuke on the Wamai, so they're still gonna have the anti-grenade, but it's just how good is the teamwork and how good is that shield play from Mello.
Probably a smart decision to take Yusuke, who's been doing a phenomenal job fragging, switch him over to that Wamai rather than having somebody like Mello on it. My question for you is, why do you think the statuary defense was successful in comparison to defending or rather, why was it unsuccessful compared to how Kazoku were successful when they defended Aviator?
I think it's just X13 were patient. I think sometimes their patience has been the downfall of them, but in this key instance, they were really able to take control of Master Bedroom, wait for Kazoku to peek it, and in the end, they just won out their gunfights, because that's really where most of the round happened, was in that one room. And we might possibly see that again, and it's just about how are Kazoku Red going to counter that. We do see the clash in the bathroom, so that's really the first step into stopping that. But it's just about what else can be done. We see the Goyo shields prepped, those ADS prepped, because I think Kazoku are definitely ready for this Master Bedroom take.
So opening up the window of bathroom here, the Jaeger trying to contest it a little bit. He's going to hop up onto the sinks. The Clash is there with him, and hearing the drone jumping around, it looks like that's going to be his cue to rotate out. Frag grenade tossed in is going to deal a tiny bit of damage here, and this is a good setup, I think. To put the Clash right here at bathroom door, and then hold both of those ADSs close at the top of the staircase to make sure any grenades tossed through will be shut down. I think this is going to be a major stumbling block for Kazoku. And pushing through the bathroom itself is going to be, in all likelihood, impossible. Defiance is going to open things up here, taking down Bison. And it's going to, whoa, refrag actually. Smoke is taken down as well, and the player on the window is going to heavily damage the Clash and dissuade her from continuing to hold here. I just attempting to push. Possibly at least take a little bit of control of the bathroom, if not the entirety of bathroom.
Yeah, the defender is spotted by X13 behind that. Innisfront is going to be pinged out. So now it's just going to have to back off. Those Habana charges are going to break open that wall. And as a minute is left on the clock, X13 do have the time to really take this somewhat methodically. And they have Diffuser in their hand, Poison on a little bit of damage, Mellow on even lower damage than ADS is going to do exactly their job. But now it's just about what execution are X13 going to do? How are they going to push this? Can they find any more kills to really help them out? Put the man count in their favor? And it's just about waiting here, waiting what is going to happen. Who's going to come out on top?
No, Sum just going to find a kill on the wave. Yusuke able to
Attackers
score
dropped the diffuser.
one of his own, and Audi refragging. Ooh, clash here, dodging back and forth. Kazoku Red take this statuary defense and the victory, 7-2.
Yeah, Kazoku just looked very strong on that. Big plays from Defiance, Yusuke, always, but Defiance, I mean, you can't really think of Defiance and not just think of the Ash play on that attacking round. The hip-fire drop shots, the rushes, it is just a great job, and Kazoku definitely earned that victory. And X13